recap camp.
Aida, like her other sisters in the convent, lives with a specific purpose: to serve Christ and God. Over the years, Aida has never forgotten that during the Great War, it was this convent that saved her life. And she has learned well how to express her faith to the church. One day, after a long time, and the Mother Superior asks Aida to visit her aunt before taking her vows. The mother explains that her aunt is not interested in seeing her, but she must go anyway. The next morning, Aida takes a bus to her aunt's house. She climbs the stairs, and when she knocks on the door, her aunt opens it. Aida does not need to introduce herself. Her aunt recognizes her well. Her name is Wanda Gross. Aida enters the house and sees a strange man on the bed. When the man leaves, Aida only has one question to ask. Why didn't Wanda take her from the orphanage? Wanda initially remains silent. She says that not only was she not in a good financial situation, but she could never have made Aida happy. Her aunt is a promiscuous woman and an alcoholic who truly cannot care for a child. But at least her aunt reveals a truth that Aida had never known, that she is Jewish. She was left in front of an orphanage during the war because due to her youth, they could not identify her as Jewish. The next morning, she decides to return to the church. Her coming here was not helpful. Wanda goes to work. She is a judge, but look at each face in this room. There is nothing but destruction and hopelessness. On her way back, Wanda sees Aida at the bus station and decides to take her home to show her remnants of her family. When Aida asks about their graves, Wanda says that because they were Jewish, they have no graves, and it's not even known where they were buried. Aida insists on finding a clue in their hometown, and Wanda agrees. They go to the small wooden house that once belonged to them. The homeowner prevents them from entering, but he cannot stop Wanda. Aida learns that this man's father hid his family in the woods during the war, but ultimately killed them. The man tells them where his father's home is. They head toward it, but a few minutes later, their car is pulled out of the ravine. Apparently, Wanda lost control of the car due to excessive drinking and will have to spend the night in detention. She says that she is a judge, but who believes the words of a drunkard? Aida spends the night in the city church to wait for Wanda to be released. The next morning, on their way, they encounter a young man and pick him up. He is a musician heading to Siedelci for the city anniversary celebration. He is handsome, not just in Wanda's eyes, but also in Aida's. When they arrive in the city, the young man invites them to the hotel for the celebration, and Wanda promises to join him. When they ask about the man they were looking for, the neighbor tells them he has gone to the hospital and it's unclear when he will return. And Wanda prepares for the celebration. Wanda thinks Aida will join her, but when she offers her address, Aida shows no interest in the celebration. Wanda insists, but it's of no use. Wanda spends her night as usual, with alcohol, cigarettes, and men. She returns to the room exhausted and worn out. Seeing her aunt in this state, Aida feels nothing but disgust. When Wanda takes Aida's Bible in her hands, Aida gets angry and forcefully takes it back. That book is not worthy of just any hand. Aida goes downstairs where the last music is playing. Afterward, she has a short conversation with the young man. It may seem unnatural, but it is nonetheless intriguing for Aida. Having lived her entire life in one house, she has no understanding of the feelings of the outside world. The next morning, they go looking for the young man again, but he is still nowhere to be found. Instead, they go to the hospital and find him there. Wanda asks about the bodies of Aida's parents and how they were killed. But Wanda has come here to ask another question. Did her son suffer when he died? This is the first time Aida realizes this. She explains that when there was no other choice, she left her son with her sister so she could go defend the city herself. That night, while Wanda is asleep, the landlord comes to see Aida to make a deal with her. Aida must give up that house, which was forcibly taken from her family, in exchange for him showing her the burial site of the bodies. Aida agrees. That night, she has another good conversation with the young man. Afterward, it seems that Aida's beliefs are undergoing changes. She knows how beautiful she is, and she knows how much men are attracted to her. The next morning, she says goodbye to the young man as they prepare to return to the city. They walk through the forest until they reach the burial site, where the landlord digs up the ground and brings up the bodies after years. Wanda, after all these years, manages to find the only thing left of her son and touches his skull to embrace it, and also Aida, who has only a few bones left of her family. They head toward their family grave in another city at night and bury them peacefully there in the morning. Aida returns to the convent. She asks her aunt if she will come to see her for her vow ceremony. Wanda replies no, but she drinks to her health. Aida gradually prepares for the ceremony and completes all the tasks that need to be done beforehand. However, it seems doubt has crept into her heart. She decides to use her unpreparedness as an excuse to avoid the vow. On the other hand, Wanda continues her life more disturbed than before. Memories of what she has lost. One calm morning, when the sound of music fills the house, Wanda decides to leave home forever in the same way, with loud music playing. She turns up the volume and, in complete calmness, throws herself out of the window and commits suicide. Aida loses her only relative. She decides to experience a part of her aunt's life, her clothes, her shoes, even drinking alcohol. For a while, she sets aside all her thoughts and lives as if she is young Wanda. Having come this far, why not go further with that boy? The attraction between them grows stronger, and by the next morning, there is no trace of Aida's former identity left. She spends a good night with the boy, talking about the future and everything that has happened. Aida never forgets where she came from and what wild world she has stepped into. She puts on the convent dress and returns there forever. This life does not belong to her. It belongs to Wanda, and she is not meant to be a part of it. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, you know what to do.